Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tirra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And I'm here with friends, with the stars, and we are so excited today to talk with special guests, Soul Root. We have Courtney, we have Marcella, and they're coming on to talk about something that we love, food. All right, and we're not talking about just any old kind of food. We're talking about good food. We're talking about food that's from Mother Earth. We're talking about food that's raised by women, okay? Yeah. Thank y'all for being here. Let's see who's here. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? Welcome, Queen. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Let me know if you're watching in the replay. I've been neglecting the replay. Hashtag replay queen. How y'all doing? I'm here at a time when I'm not typically here, so I'm hoping that y'all gonna really watch this in the replay. But I do want to go on ahead and not delay and bring up our special guest, Courtney and Marcella.
Hello.
Hi, Queens. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great.
I'm going to give y'all a nice little music infusion. Welcome.
Hey, so rude.
Yes. Word. Queens always need a little bit of music to let folks know we here. Thank y'all so much for being here. Courtney is part of our community, and we've heard Courtney talk about this farm that she and Marcella have been working to, acquire and to start raising this food and helping us to get back to just food that's raised because this is what humans do. We raise food, we eat. Yeah. We don't raise food solely for money, though. Y'all don't mind y'all making money off y'all's food. Now, I hope that y'all are abundant and prosperous with your food or with your farm. But it can't just be, that only reason. And so I had told Courtney, hey, Courtney, when y'all are ready, come on the channel so that we can talk to you and Marcella about what you all are doing. So thank y'all. How are y'all today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. It's really great to be here. Really excited to be here with you and all the viewers now and who are going to watch the replay.
Yes. So, yeah. Wonderful. Glad to have y'all. So let's just go on ahead and jump in. I have a couple of questions for y'all. I'm going to be looking off to the side for my little questions here. But can you both share a little bit about yourselves? Say, for instance, what are your lineages? Where were you born and raised? Y'all know it's my channel. So your sun, moon, and rising signs. And because you are all about food and farming, agriculture, tell us a little bit about your series, your asteroid series.
Yes, beautiful. So I'll start. So Courtney Ray Gonzalez. My mother's lineages are from primarily Sweden, Denmark, Ireland, England, a lot of mix of European in there. And then my father's lineage is from Mexico. So Durango, Coahuila, Sinaloa, Chihuahua are the main areas that they're from. And my sun, moon, and rising. So I'm a Leo sun.
Okay, happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
When is it?
My birthday is July 27th. So
okay, you've had your birthday for a little while now. Okay.
Yep, a couple weeks ago. And a Cancer moon.
Ooh.
So I'm all about the crying and expressing my emotions through crying. And a Sagittarius rising.
Okay. Visionary. Nice.
Yes. Yeah. And then Ceres, the asteroid, she showed up in 2020 for me and a really interesting way. And I feel like she's been guiding us on this path. And so she, for me, is at 17 degrees Taurus.
17 of Taurus. Wow. No wonder you're into food. Because, Cancer's a food sign too. So I knew it was going to be something with Cancer and Taurus with y'all.
Yeah. Nurturing is a big thing that's come through from her, which, Cancer and Taurus about nurturing.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you.
Marcella Sadwowski here. My father is Polish American. My mom's Mexican American. I call myself Californiana because I was born in Long Beach. But I did also grow up in New Mexico
Okay.
and on the border, San Isidro, San Diego.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and now have been in the Bay Area for about 13 years. Um,
Beautiful.
Sun Sagittarius, Moon Libra, and a Cancer rising.
Oh, yeah, y'all are very complimentary.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now Ceres,
Uh-huh.
Scorpio.
Really
Yes,
interesting. Y'all are
exactly. Yep.
balancing each other out because you said
Mhm.
Taurus,
Yeah.
Courtney, and Marcella is Scorpio.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
And you know, right now the nodes are Taurus,
and
Scorpio.
there we
So
go. The
Mhm.
notes.
the
Yes.
theme
Yeah.
for this, however long, this year plus. So yeah,
Yeah, they went in right at the top of this year and they'll be there through next year, actually.
right, July 2023.
Wow.
Yep.
That's some beautiful placements though for working with the earth because of course Taurus is about like the new beginnings. It's like spring and it's gonna, create it's gonna grow the food, but what nourishes the food is gonna be that Scorpio compost type work or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and it's both of them are so healing, such healing signs. So happy to hear that. Okay, nice. And
Yeah.
y'all know where Ceres is now?
Um, I don't remember if
Oh, I
she's in
forgot.
Cancer or she's
Hmm.
moved to Leo yet.
She's still in
Cancer.
Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still in Cancer. Hooking us up. Hello, Queens. We have some of the sisters out speaking. How are y'all doing?
Nice.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So
there.
you said what now?
Now we saw the comments.
We just
Like,
yeah
hey.
pulled up
Good.
the
Okay,
comments
good.
to
Yes, y'all can see the
see
comments.
what folks are saying.
Yeah. So if any of y'all have questions, just drop them in the comments and they will for sure answer your questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your path to farming and working with plants.
Yeah. So I guess it's such a like interwoven story, So there's a lot to it, but what I'll say is my ancestors have led me here and really
Okay.
starting to learn to be in touch with them and understand how they communicate with me.
Yeah.
The cosmos, the moon I work with a lot and I just feel has been really supportive in this path. But I've gone to school. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree. And so when farming came up, this opportunity came up to join a program.
Okay.
I thought, like, this is ridiculous. I have so much student debt. Like, I cannot do this. Like, I'm in my 30s. What, you're just going to start farming in your 30s? Like, this is so ridiculous, Courtney. You can't really do this.
Oh.
But there was something in me that was just like, no, just do it. Just do it. And so I
Yes.
filled out this application for this farmer training program.
Okay.
And that program was a cohort program. And so Marcella was in the cohort before me. And so
we met up in the incubation phase.
And so there was an incubation phase on like folks that wanted to come together to create a collective business. And that's how we met. And that's how Soul Root was born.
For a worker cooperative.
A worker cooperative. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how long ago was this?
That was in 2018.
Okay.
That folks came together. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'll also say like their Ancestral Apothecary has been a space. They're a herb school that was based in Oakland. Now they're more online. But that space really just like opened me up to plants, to herbs, to herbal medicine, to building relationships with plants, and how do you build a relationship, and what is reciprocity, and how do you care for the earth and care for yourself, and so Ancestral Apothecary I always lift up as just like a portal for my life that really connected me more deeply with my ancestors and with plants.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Ancestral Apothecary is online. It's an actual company of some sort.
Yeah, it's a herb school, herbalism, and they teach, just a range of classes and really focusing on women of color, non-binary, and just a space where like a lot of herbalism is really dominated by a lot of
Mhm.
white people, white
Mhm. Yeah.
men, white women.
Mhm.
And so just like opening up a space to, get people more in touch with like the medicine that's in them, that's in their lineages.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a really, really beautiful, special space.
Wow. Wow. What did you want to say, Marcella, about y'all coming together and working together? What's your contribution to the story? I know y'all have the same, but maybe even give us what happened for you before you met Courtney.
Uh-huh. Um, I've been asked this question before, like, how did you get into farming, or like, how did you come to this? And I would say, first and foremost, I'm a daughter of the mother, of the
Okay.
Mother Earth,
Mm.
and um, a child of the father son. And
Mm-hmm.
so, just for me being born has brought me this, right? Like,
Asheo.
the earth, the food is it's what gives us life. The water is what gives us life. And so, because of that, that's already what brought me through. Um, my
Mm.
lineage also, my Mexican American family from Sinaloa, from
Mhm.
Aguascalientes, migrating here and working bracero program, um, and all that trauma
Yeah.
behind that. And I know for me, and I mean, me and Courtney have talked about this too for us, but for me, it's like going back to the land is
Mm.
is a way to repair, some of the harm that has happened.
I
And
so love that.
yeah. And
Wow.
this is for a lot of us who were forced to leave, who
Mm-hmm.
were kidnapped from our lands
Mm-hmm.
and were brought
Mm-hmm.
here. And farming here on this continent is very much a tool of settler colonial state violence and power
Mm-hmm.
and genocide. And so going back to the land has always been a part of healing
Wow.
that rupture, that separation,
Mm-hmm.
that violence. And so I have a BA in Peace and Conflict Studies from UC Berkeley. All that to say, like, that college path that's similar to, but then also feeling like, well, what am I going to do? And I almost didn't graduate because I was super rebellious. I was part of a tree sit at the UC Berkeley campus, and from there met so many people who taught me about the moon, syncing up to the moon,
Really?
Monday moon days. And
Wow.
it was just, women who would come together and talk about how we heal ourselves and talk about how we speak up and how we have an enthusiastic yes for our pleasure, and how do we
Okay.
protect ourselves and protect our
Mm-hmm.
bodies, and what are some, herbs that help with that. And I think that was a big spark
I love
to like
that.
to this path here, and then when the Bay Area Farmer Training Program came through, I was like, well, this could be, yeah. I've been backyard gardening for 10 years. And
Mm.
I was just like, yeah, this could be something, because right now I don't have really a career. I've been a substitute teacher in Oakland Unified School District for 10 years. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay, this is paying the bills, but it's
Yep.
not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to go back to school to get my credentials. It's just not, I just can't.
Not
So
mad at you.
so it's like, okay, well, what do you want to do, Marcella? What do you want to do? And when the training program came around, I was like, yep, let's sign up for that.
Okay.
Get some training. See where it goes. And here
Wow.
we are.
So this training program is something that was. I'm sorry. I'm getting it confused with the other one you were talking about, or was that the company or the
Oh yeah, it
organization?
was it was two different
Two
Oh,
different.
spaces.
two
Yeah.
different. Okay.
Hmm.
It just sounds so fascinating. I don't typically hear about people who are part of some training to learn how to farm. That is amazing to me.
Yeah, so the USDA has a lot of money for training the next generation of farmers. And this is kind of
Okay.
going into the talk of
Mm-hmm.
like food systems, right? And right
Mm.
now, like, farmers are mostly old white men
Yeah.
whose next generation doesn't want to
Yeah.
continue farming.
Mm.
And so in your area, you may be able to find some farmer training programs.
That is good to know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Okay.
USDA, so the United States Department of Agriculture.
Thank you.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, farmers are retiring and aging out. And so there is a lot of talk around like who are going to be the next farmers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
This is my mind is, I'm learning everything as we talk. So my mind is blown. I'm like, y'all just one day decided, and just to kind of like talk about how we talk here, which I know this is how y'all talk too. We ask ourselves, well, what am I supposed to do in my life?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Right.
way the universe has it set up is you just make a decision. This is who I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
today. And
Mm-hmm.
so you just decided you're farmers. We don't need permission. We don't need
Yes,
co-signing, nothing.
that's right.
You decided you're farmers. You're getting the training. You got the land. This
Yes,
is incredible.
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, it really is, um we and I just feel like a lot of like what comes to us too is because we do a lot of like we say we bring reference to farming, and so it's like we're doing offerings and we're bringing in ancestral practices, and um so it's there's farming to it, but it's just like there's so much more than that,
That
especially
is
as
so
a business.
beautiful.
But really, like the part of repair, that Marcella was talking about, and like we live in a time where, I mean, we're seeing systems crumble and fall apart, right?
Yep.
And so we know that these systems have not been healthy, have not been nourishing for us. And
Yes.
so, our business, we want to create it for healing, for connection,
Mm,
for restoration,
Michelle.
yeah,
and not perpetuating these systems of harm, not perpetuating dynamics of colonialism and white supremacy. And
Mm-hmm.
so, part of our building this is a lot of work around that.
Yeah.
And so we each do our own things, our own, inner work, but also like we do that together as well.
mm-hmm.
Who I've never heard of farmers who are doing this. I'm just like blown away. This is freaking
Should
amazing.
we plug our little
Yeah,
our
let's
little
plug
book?
Lila Saad. She's the author of Me and White Supremacy, and so she did a 28-day challenge on Instagram, and she
Uh-huh.
turned that into a book. And so we've been working on that for. We don't do it per day. We were doing once a week, but
Okay.
that's spread out.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're we're going through that book, and we incorporate that into our weekly meetings. So yeah, we go through a chapter
Incredible.
and just talk about it with each other.
And something that's also coming to my mind is that women, the women's power is rising up. Even when I think about your series, where series is right now, your series are in feminine signs, and she's about empowerment. And that, not series, I'm thinking I said series was in Cancer, but that's not what I
Series.
meant. I'm thinking Lilith. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
Lilith.
Lilith. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bringing
Okay.
No,
Lilith.
series is not in Cancer. I don't know where series is right now. It's Lilith is in Cancer right now. That's who I was thinking about. Lilith just has my mind right now. But it is this time of women's empowerment. And so right now I am focused on understanding how women can best work together, because of
Mhm.
course when we work together, that is our power, because of course patriarchy thrives on us being catty and believing we can't
Mhm.
work together. So to
Mhm.
see not only two women, but two women who are doing their own personal work, and not only two women who are doing their own personal work, you're bringing in the spirit of the divine feminine, which is about caring about the land, bringing healing to the land, bringing healing to the consciousness of the people who have been hurt in innumerable ways through this work. It's just like mind blowing to me. I am like, wow, this is like the new generation
Yes.
for real. Thank y'all for this.
It's an honor. Thank you
Mhm.
to be
And
able
then
to.
to be bringing in the ancestors. When do we hear farmers talking about, oh, yeah, I honor the ancestors as I work this land? When was the last time we heard that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me,
Oh,
where are
someone asked about Ceres.
someone? Oh,
What is
thank you.
Ceres? And
Oh.
it's Ceres, and it's an asteroid.
Yes. Who has to do with farming
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
the land, agriculture?
Uh-huh.
Thank you for asking that,
Yeah.
Shamika. And
The
welcome everybody. I tell you what, let's put this on pause and answer Natasha's question.
Mm-hmm.
She says, lately, the fruits and vegetables at the stores have been extremely large. If you live in an apartment, where can you get better produce?
yeah. So I mean, farmers
Where are you,
market.
Natasha? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Where are you, Natasha? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, farmers market is a great place. It's always they're not always very, accessible and can be expensive for folks to shop at the farmers market. Um, but that is like right now, that's the best recommendation besides having, our own orchard or even gleaning. Like it depends on where you live, right? But in some neighborhoods, you might even be able to see neighbors that have lemon trees and that's also another, like, building relationships with folks. Knock on the door, say, hey, can I get some oranges off your tree? Can I, so that's
Oh, that's gleaning.
gleaning. Yeah. In
Okay.
the city, you can glean in the city, and that's a beautiful way of community building, right? Is making a map of, okay, well, in the city, are there yards that have fruit trees, and making note of it and making a map. You can do a whole community mapping project if you want to do, just you and your friends. um
Wow.
yeah, so that's an option. Farmers markets, I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
else you would recommend.
Co-ops.
Co-op,
I
Yeah.
used to buy through a co-op. Do
yes.
y'all think there's something to she's saying they're big, but
Mm.
is that really something, or do
You
y'all
know, I mean, a lot of stuff is bred. I don't know if that's the right word, but a lot of stuff chemicals and the way they like splice plants together to make things big or colorful or whatever it might be. I mean, if you go and like read a bag of oranges, there will be a warning label on some oranges. It depends on the orange, but it says some kind of warning about like gas that is used to help turn them orange, And
Wow.
so when
That's why they
you
say don't eat the peel or have anything to do with the
right,
peel.
and a lot of
Wow.
the food, like it just doesn't have a taste. And so yeah, I mean, our food system, there's been so much harm done to the land and to the plants, and that in turn harms us and the body and the air and the water. Cucumbers are huge. Yeah, I mean, you can go into it so much, like related to like capitalism and like the bigger is better, and like all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
GMOs.
What's a proper way to clean fruits and vegetables from the store?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah, if you can't get to the farmer's market, cleaning your fruit.
Vinegar, soaking it with water.
Mhm.
Like you can fill your sink basin with water and a cap of vinegar and let it soak for 5 minutes.
Oh.
That's a good way to get, chemicals off,
Yeah.
pesticides. And then yeah, sometimes we think that a fruit is supposed to look a certain way and it's not supposed to be big or it's not supposed to be small. And so that's something else to realize is like, yeah, things have been engineered, not
Mm-hmm.
just genetically, but through breeding
Mm.
to look a certain way because the market wants it this way. And this is how it's been promoted for the last, whatever, 100 years. And that's our, idea of what something should
Interesting.
look like.
Yeah. Mhm.
What do y'all think about the organic fruits and vegetables that we see at the store?
I mean, one thing I'll say to that is like I bought some organic lettuce and it has been sitting in my fridge for almost a month and it still like looks okay to eat, which seems kind of weird to me because I'll go
Someone
to the
said that the other
farmer's
day. G
market,
mentioned
right?
that.
And I'll go to the farmer's market and I'll get my lettuce. That lettuce, I better eat that within the next few days because it's gonna shrivel up and go brown. So,
Interesting.
organic is a market. It does make a lot of money.
Good point.
So,
I'm not giving up on organic though.
right. I mean,
We need to have some kind of regulations. We need to have
Good point.
something, something.
I do my best about organic just to let the
Yes.
store know, keep ordering this. People, there's a market here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, let's get back to asking you all some questions. Who is Soul Root? Where's the farm located? And what do you all grow?
yeah. You can share what we grow and I'll share a little bit about Soul Root. So Soul Root was really created for healing, for connection with ourselves, with each other, with the land, and really helping to restore those connections.
Wow.
Our world is our vision is that we live in a world where people live from their heart and in their joy, and where intergenerational relationships and cultural traditions are nourished and thrive. And so that is really sorry, I got distracted because there's people walking in the back.
I understand. No problem.
Yeah, Soul Root, we grow on 0.65 acres in Sonoma, California. It is Ohlone land. Ohlone are the original people here in this area. And we've been growing there for a couple seasons. We were undercover growing. Someone else leases land, and we were farming on their land.
Okay.
And then the opportunity opened up to apply for a lease. And so, we had to get a business plan together and fill out this application that was just all new to us. And we were just like, I don't know if that's going to happen. This is good practice. So we should just do this for practice. Kind of not really thinking that it would happen. So yeah, that was in May
of this year.
Yeah, that was in April.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And so we got the lease the end of May, and then we got access to the land in June. So it's a little bit, it's in the season already. But yeah, this is our first season growing with a lease that we are the leaseholders. So
I am in awe. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm gonna Marcella's gonna start talking about what we grow. I'm just gonna shut my door real quick.
That is fine.
So we grow medicinal herbs.
Okay.
That's kind of our big focus. And then we also grow a milpa, which is a traditional Mexican indigenous technology.
How do you spell that?
MILPA.
I want to see if I can find a picture.
So the idea of the milpa is like a 3-sister garden or 5-7-sister garden companion planting. So it's not just a monocrop in the field. It's corn, beans, squash. You can put watermelon.
Oh, so that's not a plant. It's how you plant. Okay.
It's how you cultivate the land.
Okay.
And so instead of just one crop, you put seeds together in the same row in the same field. And so that's the milpa, corn, bean, squash, watermelons. We have some flowers in there too. We got sunflowers and zinnias. And yeah, that's also part of like that repair, the ancestral ways and repairing our lineage is doing things and growing and farming the way that we have.
Wonderful.
For millennia.
Wow.
So yeah.
There was a movie I watched called Dirt many years ago. And that this woman, well, the one that I remember, I don't remember everything from this movie, but she is in India. And I remember her talking about that because they juxtaposed, and I don't think she used the word milpa, but it was like that. She juxtaposed that to the Midwest of the United States and how raped the land is, and they just grow till it's just like a desert almost.
Yeah, it's not nourishing. It depletes the soil, depletes the land. Yeah.
So did y'all learn about milpa and the certification that you went through?
I learned a little bit about it.
I had learned about it before, and I can't tell you where.
Okay.
But a lot of these like permaculture courses, they promote this a lot of like companion planting, the corn with the beans, because the beans, put nitrogen back in the soil that the corn has taken out. So, it's kind of like this closed loop cycle. And really it's not the permaculture that has discovered this. indigenous knowledge of the Americas.
I
So
shall.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Mhm.
actually, now that y'all say this, I remember being shocked a few months ago seeing that I don't maybe it's USDA. This is what they're trying to teach people. Like they are actually I can't remember, but I was blown away. I'm like, oh, so now y'all finally want to do right. But it's
Now you want to.
yeah, I'm like, whatever, I'll take what we can get because what we're doing
Exactly.
isn't working.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Natasha asked, do you need a license for y'all's herbs? I would assume not. You're just growing regular herbs, medicinal
Yeah.
herbs?
Yeah. Mhm.
So no cannabis.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what she was asking about.
No
Okay.
cannabis.
Okay. Okay.
Mint, yarrow,
Okay.
chamomile, herbs that we recognize for like teas, usually, dry herbs,
Mhm.
rue. If we're just gonna start naming all the plants.
Yeah. A license. Maybe Natasha, can you ask a little bit more about what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking
What
that
license?
she is wondering, like, what can she raise at home? And I think
Yeah.
I'm really seeing, yes, because she said for the pot. So that's what I think she
Yeah.
was trying to figure out,
Mhm.
whatever y'all are growing. And honestly, people can go buy seeds at the store,
Yes.
and that's how they can begin to have, or maybe even a plant that's already started or something
Right.
like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. For cannabis, you can buy a plant at the store, and
Mhm.
it depends at whatever state
Did you
you're
say
in.
cannabis?
Oh, sorry, because we're in California, so
Oh,
yours
okay.
is a
I
little
was like,
different.
I didn't know. I want to go find the cannabis plants. I don't even.
They're so beautiful. Oh,
I know they are really
that's a beautiful, beautiful.
otherworldly. To grow that plant is, whew,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're all cracking up in Natasha.
Yeah. You know what I will say to licenses too is like, I mean, part of the business aspect of needing a license to a seller's license to sell in different
Good
places.
point. Good point.
And what's really like frustrating about that is so there's cities and each city has their own business license. And
Yeah.
then some cities are unincorporated, which means that they're run by the county. So then you need
Mm-hmm.
to get one from the county. But there's
Mm.
not like a standard one. So with like licenses and stuff, you do have to navigate around and figure out
Yeah.
like, all right, what am I going to need to sell this stuff in Oakland? What am I going to need to sell in Berkeley? So yeah, there's like
Wow.
those kind of licenses that we definitely have to navigate through.
Okay. So y'all do see that Sharmika asks, do you plan to ship in the future?
Yes, we're already shipping.
Mhm.
We don't have a website. We do online sales, and then
Okay.
like people
Through
just know,
Instagram.
yeah, through Instagram. Thank you. And people know like what we do as well. So sometimes we just have like friends or family or people in our network hit us up and like, hey, do you have some Tulsi? I want to buy some Tulsi.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay. So y'all can see at the bottom of the screen, their Instagram is the best way to get all the information that you need. They
Yeah.
even have a newsletter. So be sure to get on the newsletter because for sure, if they're shipping, they'll send it out in the newsletter.
Yeah, Serene,
So,
we're in the Bay Area. Sorry.
woo,
South
Serena's out in Cali,
question.
Yes.
Nice.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in
Okay.
the Bay and
So,
yeah, grow in Sonoma, California.
um, so I do want you all to talk about the GoFundMe, the crowdfunding that you're doing, because that's one of the reasons I brought you all here. I want to make sure that we know how to support you. It's good to know that we actually can, buy from you also.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I would love it if sisters from our community, or maybe any brothers who are still watching my channel, if there are any, would donate and invest, is how I'll see it, in your soul root. Wait a minute, I did want to ask y'all. I knew there was a question I wanted to ask you. How did you come up with soul root as the name?
Oh, that's a good question.
So we needed a name.
Mhm.
This was before when we were still in our infancy, and there was other people partners, and we were
Okay.
East Bay Farmers Collective, so we were very generic, and then we wanted something more esoteric, I guess. So we came up with. How did we came up with it?
I have a hard time remembering.
Well, I know I was like Well, we need to have some Spanish because I'm Spanish speaking. So soul and root, and then root because yeah, we do. Like we're trying to get to the root of it all, right? And like
Mm-hmm.
thinking of like the root cause of why are we not healthy, and part of that
Mm.
is like colonialism, capitalism, patriarchy. Like there's, and then there's the physical aspects of that
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
And so getting
yeah.
to the root, and then like I said before, like Mother Earth, Father Sky, we're
I love
that,
that.
in between, and so
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
that.
I
I
love
mean,
that.
yeah, I'll leave it at that because I really feel like Marcella helped to really bring in this name. Like I remember we were all at a river or a creek, and
Mm.
I don't remember if Marcella was standing in the water or on the land at this point,
Probably in
but
the water,
probably in the
standing.
water. And she just said, like soul root, and she was like reaching up and was like soul root. And when she said it, so I was like, yes, So the name is like, yeah, it's
Rooted in the
really, really
in the water.
powerful and really just yeah, bringing that light, and that's part of like what
Thank you. Yeah.
what Soul Root does as well. Like we farm, we create herbal medicine, we have workshops, we open our
Mm.
space for people to, if they want to come hold a workshop on the space, if they just want to meditate and sit in the cornfield, connect with the
Okay.
plants, and part of that is really because like we all have our light and our potential, and so it's like getting in touch with that is, we believe that's healing ourselves, that's healing the earth. Like that's really what the times are calling
Asheo.
right now.
Absolutely.
And just being with the Mother Earth, being out
Yeah,
there with the sun,
yeah.
literally just come and sit. Like that's something that I'm a big proponent of too. Is like I want people out, and farming can be very isolating. You're out of the city,
Mm.
you're there, you're
Mm-hmm.
working, your head's down. There's
Mm.
not a lot of people around, but too, and it feels lonely. And I think the loneliness I feel is from the earth too, of being like, where did you go?
Oh,
Where
that is so
are you?
beautiful. Wow.
So I also want that to be a space folks like come, like just be here. You don't have to volunteer and work, like just be.
Well, we have someone who lives out there who wants to
And
volunteer.
you can, yes, Serene.
Yes.
Yeah, hit
You
us
could
up on
come.
Instagram. We have there's an email button, so you can hit that and that'll send an email to us. You can send us a message on Instagram. But yeah, we do have folks come out and help. And, again, like just come out and
Just be.
just sit there, and there's
We're
hot
gonna have
sauce.
to have a field trip out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's
Mhm.
get back to
The
the
GoFundMe.
crowdfunding. Yes, the GoFundMe.
So
So it says y'all bring reverence to farming. So what does it mean and look like for Soul Root with the crowdfunding?
Were you gonna say something?
for the reverence to farming.
Just that's what y'all do. So what does
Yeah.
crowdfunding and just what does it mean? What are people if they,
Oh yeah.
when we're going to own that they do make a contribution and investment? What does the vision look like, or what does it look like with y'all getting the money, and what are y'all going to do with it?
Yeah.
All that kind of good stuff.
So it goes back to what we're talking about of having people out too. Is we're asking for a lot of money, and this is because this is a long-term project. It's a long-term vision. We have a big vision, and part of that is hosting folks. And
Oh.
so where we're at, we would need a shade structure. That's money, that's lumber, that's
Mhm.
knowledge. We're hoping to fund for that, and once we have the funding, for example, this is one piece of a lot to host a workshop so people also learn together, and we do this together of how we build a structure and basic carpentry skills, right? So that's one aspect. Right now where we're at is it's public land, so it's taken care of by the county. So there's a lot of things that we can't do. And so for the long term is to be able to have a more, private area so we could have host people and have ceremony and have the sacred fire. That's a more of a that's our long term goal, is to have a different space where we can go deeper with folks, with community, with ritual, with ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is why we're asking for a lot too. Also, we want to get paid for what we do. And so as a startup, we would need a salary, how much is rent in the Bay Area and how much is the cost of living. And so I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's a lot to say that, farmers should be making
Good money.
120K. So there's already two right here. We're bringing in more people. So yeah, so that's there. I don't know if I answered. Did I answer your question? I hope so.
Yeah, we can talk even more. Like one way that I feel extremely blessed by having a business, it does take a little bit of time to, and I'm not saying this is the case for y'all, but just to kind of speak to when we talk about money, it does take a minute to be comfortable with saying, hey, especially when we're talking about a huge project like what you all are doing. And I think would be a little bit weird if I would say, for instance, but y'all are talking about land that you're seeking to procure to run a business that will do good, not just in terms of helping people get the herbs and plants that you grow, but also in healing the energy of the
Mhm.
world, not even just in that area of the world.
Mm-hmm.
We can even begin to visualize how this is something where I can imagine people are like coming from around the world. That everyone wants to come to Soul Root and figure out how
Mhm.
can we redo this. Well, the way we do that is by having people invest. We're looking for investors for this project. And so the amount of money y'all are asking for, probably it looks like a lot on paper, but when we think about the blood, the sweat, the tears, when we think about the amount of land that y'all have, that's an extremely reasonable amount of money. And so whatever it is that y'all want to do, so we can come out there, I don't know who else is going to come, all the work that you can do, then this is why, we want to have this conversation about this crowdfunding and why it's like real. This is real. We are working to get women, indigenous women, farmers, spiritual women who are like us. We're looking to make sure that y'all are able to do the work that you were called to
Mm-hmm.
do. So y'all can just continue to share the vision. What else will happen?
Oh, thank you
Mhm.
so much for saying all of that.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, part of I'll speak to the workshops a little bit more. So we hold workshops, and we want to do that more regularly. And we both work. I work full time at a nonprofit, so this is done in our other time, and so
Wow.
it's just a lot of mental, physical energy, even creating workshops and curriculum, and we really want to focus on. I mean, there's all kinds. There's like learning with the earth, so like land-based learning and building relationships with plants and plant identification and how do you care for plants, how do you save seeds, how do you then create herbal medicines, so how do you harvest, how do you dry the plant, how do you process it into a medicine that you can create for yourself, for your family, your friends.
So that we don't have to, you mean so that we don't have to go get pharmaceuticals?
Right, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
um and yeah, how do you incorporate them into your everyday life, and drinking herbal teas and seasoning your food, and also doing a yoni steam, doing a foot bath, doing, or a pelvic steam, we like to call it, because anybody can steam. You don't
Okay.
have to have a yoni to steam. There's just so many ways you can work with plants, but then also because we also work with the moon phases as farmers.
Yes.
And so how do you work with the moon in building your garden or creating your medicine or
tracking your cycle so you know
Yep.
when you're going to need to rest and
Yes.
and take the days off.
Yep. Ashe. Oh,
Yep.
wow.
And so we want to do workshops around, like
Tracking.
body literacy, womb wellness, because I mean, part of my path too coming here is through health issues.
Okay.
And a lot of health issues having to do with my gut, a lot of health issues having to do with my womb. And so, I'm learning and I'm healing, and I know I'm experiencing all of this because I'm going to be able to share with other folks,
Mhm.
who hopefully don't get to the point that I've gotten to.
Yeah.
And they can
Yeah.
have these tools for themselves to really, really nourish and bring
Or
vitality.
if they're there, because a lot of
Yeah.
women are
Yeah.
there
Mhm.
already and they do need what you have. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well,
So
I
this
have,
is a big, big piece that we want to build out and have that in person as well as online, so that people can access. I mean, from all over the world.
yeah.
Like that's so exciting.
Well, I'm already planning on like maybe I can do something and bring y'all in because
Mm.
a lot of times I am talking about plants and grazing
Mhm.
food with the ladies in this community. It is, well, a lot of us are very much like we are connected to the earth. Like you were talking about, Marcella, we are the earth. We're connected to the earth. We're using natural remedies and, we want to grow our food. We want to eat. I personally just want to go support the farmers. I'm good with being the one that brings in the cash, puts the cash on the table, gets the produce, brings it home. I have house plants, but the gardening, it's a lot of sisters here. They're like crazy for gardening. So I just love that y'all are here to talk about this today. And what I did want to just show again, I had kind of pulled it up. This is new. They just started this. When did y'all start this? Go on ahead and tell us when y'all started it.
So we got the call April. Oh, we started this?
Yeah, the crowdfunding.
Oh, the crowdfunding. We launched it 8/8.
Lionsgate, baby. That's
Right.
right.
Yeah. We've done like several announcements and things on 8/8, so that's another piece of like our business and soul root is working with the cosmos. And we signed our paperwork on Mercury Kazemi, and it's
Okay.
just like
I'm proud of y'all.
incorporating
Y'all got deep into it.
energies that are here to support us.
Yes.
And here to
Okay.
inform and guide, and so
Oh, we got 3 up there.
So what I'm going to ask the community to do is to make your donation. I actually love this number that y'all have right now,
Right?
1133.
Yeah.
But we need like 2 more threes or like several more zeros after that. But this is a nice little number since we are here today.
That's sweet.
But I would love it if my community would make donations. It's just going to be, how long is this going to be ongoing? Are we trying to get to
It's ongoing.
Okay.
We're promoting it over the next few weeks, but it is going to be ongoing and open.
Okay, good.
2-3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm asking if y'all would make donations to support or invest. I want y'all to see yourselves as investors because we're not giving for a charitable cause. We are investing in a business. So I would love it if y'all would invest in our sister's business, in this farm and Mother Earth. Sometimes I just wish that we could, so many more people of color or people who really care could just start buying up the land so we can keep, all this crazy development from happening. So here you see our sister standing on the land. And so I'm asking y'all to do that, as well as to go to their Instagram, follow them, listen to them, and share. We know, I know you all. And so you all know other people who I don't know. So please share this GoFundMe with other people and let them know we are supporting women farmers. That's another way of saying it. So before we end, what else would y'all like to share?
I'm at a blank. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't running a blank here.
I liked what someone said of like the healing for the mother and healing for the people. And that's definitely my path, is like that's what I want. I'm in service to healing for the earth and healing for our people, and organic farming and farming with reverence is definitely a way for us. Beautiful.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say is just thank you so much for having us here, and thank you for everyone that's here and your support, and just giving thanks to the ancestors who brought Marcella and I together, who connected us with Tirra.
Thanks to the ancestors.
It's really beautiful to be here.
Beautiful. I'm so happy that we had y'all here.
Yeah.
Just contact me when y'all want to come back. I'm very serious. When y'all want to
I'll
come
give you
back,
update.
yeah, just anytime y'all like, we need to get a new message out.
Okay.
Let me know.
Thank
Don't be
you.
shy about it. You know, here this crowdfunding has been launched during Leo season. You are a Leo. Both of y'all got Sag energy. We are unapologetic. We are strong. We are powerful. We speak what needs to be spoken.
Yes.
So when y'all are ready, I want y'all just to send me the email and we'll set a date and a time. It's no like, Tyra, can I come on your channel? No, just be like, girl, we ready. Let us know when.
Some things to say.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much, Tyra.
You're welcome. I'm so this was just, my mind is blown. I'm so serious. My mind is blown. So
Thank you.
this was wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, ladies.
I know it's so cool to like see y'all commenting, and you know, I've been in there commenting on the lives with y'all, and so yeah, I'm so grateful to be a part of this community.
So this is G, the one who said she had bought some something at the store, and she was like, these things never, some organic something, and it never did decay.
Oh, but the great.
But she is a part of y'all. She's a woman farmer. I don't know if I'll call her farmer, but she's into community gardening. I'll say it that way. And that's her work now. She's just like y'all. She just started loving it, and then she fell into it. And I think more of us are gonna actually do that because of what's going on in Taurus right now. So let's give it up to the women. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. We have had a great time. I appreciate you all. Y'all will see me again soon. And whenever Courtney and Marcella are ready, they'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right, sisters, y'all take care. And hey, let's do this. Let's support our sister farmers. All right, y'all take care. Peace and love.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.